Hey guys, it's Adam here with Shield and Sword Academy. Hey, I wanted to catch you guys up with what we've been doing and what's to come. So first off, what have we been doing? Well, we went and took Daniel Shaw's Carbine Vitals 1 and 2 course. He is the Chief Firearms Instructor for Thunderbird Tactical. It's also now Thunderbird Firearms Academy if you're going on Facebook and looking for them. Now, something cool that Daniel does is that he hands out these certificates into class, and they're up on a target, and everyone takes one shot trying to center the bird's eye. It's just something that you kind of leave your mark, and everyone leaves their mark on your certificate, and it means a lot when you've been training with these guys for 2 whole days. And everyone's there voluntarily. You're not there because you're being forced to. You're there because you want to learn and get better. And you kind of bond with these guys because these are your kind of guys. So, I can't say enough about this class, but we're also going to dive right into this. And what this video is going to be about is talking about what I've learned from these classes that I've taken, and then I can impart to you so you don't have to learn it the hard way like I have over time. Some of you guys have taken 0 classes, some are on your first class, some have taken more classes than I ever can dream of. But you know what? We all teach each other something. So, one of the cool things Daniel Shaw does, and this was new, I don't remember this from the last time I took a class with him, he had some giveaways. They weren't announced, they were just like, hey, let's see who did the best, give something away. And the competition just shot through the roof. As you can tell, after a giveaway happens, everyone's like, when's the next one going to happen? Is there another one? I got to be better than the next guy next to me. So, you just drive each other and push each other and push each other and push each other until you're both, just exhausted from trying to go as fast and as accurate as you can be. So, very first thing we did in class was zeroing our rifles. Most of us were zeroed. A couple had some issues zeroing. But we did 3 5-round groups. And we're up there talking, and Danny goes, you know what? Let's give away a safety selector switch from one of the ones he had, and it's going to be the best group. I did not get the best group. I got the second best, and I got an AXTS weapon systems patch from Daniel. Pretty awesome. He also gave away a Raptor charging handle, which was awesome. The guy that got that deserved it. He was doing fantastic. And then Daniel also gave away a 2-day training class. As we all know, training is not cheap, and that was definitely a prize to be had. I actually did win that. It was a balance of just speed and precision, and it turned out good for me. I made some really good shots, and I moved really quick, and luck definitely played a part in it, considering how good some of those guys are. So, that's just kind of the intro here. Now let's dive into what I did during class, what I learned, and what I can impart to you. So, it's a rifle class. The first day is just drilling home those fundamentals and then going past them. The second day is you better have those fundamentals down because now you're going to use them doing unorthodox shooting positions. You're going to do weak hand, strong hand, you're going to do transitions to pistol. You're going to put it all together, moving and shooting, trying to compensate for height over bore. And Daniel Shaw drives you and drives you and drives you. And I was very lucky. I had 2 or 3 guys next to me at all times during the day that were pushing me to my limits. Every time I'm sitting there going, yeah, I just did that perfect. I think the guy next to me, he did it like tenths of a second faster, or he did it better. And it drove me to want to do it even better. So we're pushing each other left and right, making ourselves grow. So I ran the IWI Tavor. You guys didn't know from some other videos, this is definitely my new home defense rifle. I love this thing. I can't get enough of it. The Israelis know what they're doing. So what is not stock on this rifle, just so you know what it is. The only things not stock are the handguard. This is a Manticore Arms Arclight 4N. It's got a PowerTac Warrior Gen 2 flashlight in it with their pressure switch. It's got the Holosun solar powered red dot. This is the exact same one. The first one I broke like 8 hours into testing because the water got inside during one of the snow and freezing water tests that we did. They sent me a new one right away. This one's been through water, been through dirt, been through dust. I can't say enough about it. It's still kicking. This thing's doing fantastic, and I love it. And then also we have the Great Lakes Tactical Commander muzzle brake. That is it. Everything else is stock on this rifle. Again, I can't say enough about the Holosun red dot. Sorry, this isn't the American Defense. It's an American Defense quick detach mount this is on. I can't say enough about this mount also. Fantastic for the price. The rifle did fantastic. Day 1, a lot of people had malfunctions. And then after day 1 is a low light, no light course. People had problems there. This was held in Garretsville, Ohio. It was hosted by Safety Solutions Academy and Paul Carlson. If you guys don't know, Garretsville is like silica sand. It's tiny little sand particles and rocks. It's everything. So guns that were not lubricated well or enough shut down. We had a lot of guns that shut down because of rocks over the bolts. We had one guy that, they had to mortar his gun to get to the bolt to go back and forth because there was a rock stuck up over the bolt, like a brass over bolt type issue. We had other guns that were just dry and started shutting down. They wouldn't run. We had one guy who his spring retainer, the buffer spring retainer in his AR, that pin broke, and then the buffer tube and the spring slammed into the gun, and it wouldn't even shoot because there wasn't enough momentum on that bolt. And when they cracked it open, like the spring and the bolt went, or the spring and the tube went flying out, and come to find that pin had just broke. It just gave up its all and just snapped. It was on a 7.5-inch SBR, but this guy has been running that gun for a long time, and it's run really well. But everything fails. Everything can fail. So the one other thing I want to hit on the Tavor. I got pretty quick at these mag changes. If you guys don't know what these mag changes are with the Tavor, it's pretty cool. So you're going to see this part of my hand is what's going to do the magazine change. This is the magazine release right here. It's a little black knob. So when I would come up, I'm shooting, boom, 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 I'm out. This hand is already going for a magazine. This one, I still have fire control, but this hand comes back, drops that magazine. The new one will be coming out, going into the gun, and that bolt releases right here. So I did that all in one swift motion, then boom, 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 boom. So just one of those awesome things about the Tavor. Again, I can't say enough about it. The only problems I had, no problems day one. No problems the low light, no light day one. Day two. The very last 2 drills of the day. So stuff I wanted to learn. Stuff I was geared up and ready to do. This is where we put everything together and just hammer it home. Weak-handed shooting. I came over the gun. I thought Daniel said we had to shoot weak-hand because there was a barrier that I just thought you had to. I did not listen very well. I was probably too amped up, ready to do it. And Daniel corrected me because, you know what, that's what he's there for, and he made me get up and run that gun. So what happened? I'm weak-hand shooting. I'm laying down like this. I had a piece of brass come out of the chamber here, hit my chin, go back in, and cause a stovepipe. But here's the tricky part. The bolt actually came forward, went back, and started loading around in the chamber. Now I'm down like this, so the gun's kind of angled down, so I'm thinking tap, rack, bang. I don't look. Daniel, first thing you would have told me is assess. I did not do that. I decided tap, rack, just like a handgun. So I tapped. I racked the bolt there, the charging handle. And it made it even worse. I got the stovepipe out, I kind of leaned the gun over, but the round that had started being put in to the chamber did go in, and then the bolt got another round and started putting that one in. So I double fed, and I let this thing just slam home when I'm done. So I caused a doozy. Daniel was nice enough to tell me the brass is hitting your face and going back in your chamber, dum-dum. So I look down, I see it's a double feed, I'm assessing. I go through the double feed and I clear it. I get back down. This is where I didn't think. Your common sense would have said, you know what? If that happened like this, go to the other side. Go to strong hand and go down like that. I didn't. Decided to go back like this, did the same thing again. This time I looked, threw out the stovepipe, went back to work. And Daniel said, you don't have to shoot weak hand. I commend it, but you don't have to. So I switched to my strong hand, finished the stage strong. No issues. Now, the second issue that I talked about, caused by my magazines. I was new to the Lancer magazines. I really like the steel feed lips. I was excited to use them. I've gotten some time in on them and I love them. I think these things are fantastic. You know what I said earlier? Daniel called me a dum-dum. He didn't really say it, but he was thinking it. He was definitely thinking it after this happened. So I had 2 or 3 magazines that just pretty much stopped feeding in the middle of the second to last drill. And I'm kind of like, what the heck is going on? So I collect my magazines when everything is said and done. And I look. And this thing, the follower and the rounds are being held down like right here. They don't go any further. After day 1, I knew that these things had a lot of dirt in them, a lot of sand in them. Things were starting to get chewed up because when I would push this down to load new rounds, you hear Was I smart enough to say, you know what, day one is done, I better clean my gear and make sure it works? No, I wasn't. I really wanted to test these and see how far I could push them, and I pushed them too far. Literally, if you guys saw the picture on Instagram and on Facebook, when I took this apart, I had like a palm full of rocks that were in one of these magazines, like a palm full, no joke. So these things just had rocks all over them, there's sand just gunked up inside of them, and everything will fail eventually, and these did. So, my fault. The magazines worked flawlessly day one. Night class, they worked flawlessly. Day two, they went the whole way up until like 4 o'clock in the last day. And then I had that issue, and that was mine. That was my problem, it was my issue. Shooting Wolf Gold ammo, it did fantastic. No issues at all. Great groups. 100 yards, I was banging steel super easy. So again, the Lancer mags, awesome choice. I can't get enough of them. My sidearm, I was using my Glock 19. I had the Enforce APL light on there. Both of these did fantastic. If you guys have ever shot in the silica sand, literally this gun, at the end of the day, when you would try to rack it, you'd just hear, and that's because there's so much sand, dirt, grime in here. This thing is just trying to chew itself alive, trying to keep working. And if you guys also saw the video I put up, like a 2-minute video, the APL was still working when I put the gun away after the low light, day one. I didn't use it day two. Well, at some point during day two, I had rocks that got in underneath these paddles. The light would not function. I would have had to use my weak side, so I would have to use my support thumb to activate it instead of this finger. This side still worked. This side would not work. There were too many rocks in it. Once I cleaned it out, it works fine now. You guys can see that light probably not going to shine at the camera. So, holster. I had a hip holster. I was wearing a plate carrier, but I like to have the hip holsters. I'm not a big draw plate guy. So, I use my Forest City Tactical Kydex holster. I can't say enough about Jesse at Forest City Tactical. Great guy, great quality products at a great price. This thing held up fantastically. I just can't say enough about it. It's a smooth, clean draw. You don't have to jerk the gun out to get out, but at the same time, it retains it really well. So again, great quality products. I don't have anything negative to say about my handgun. That thing worked flawlessly, except for the light. At the end of some point in day two, I did shut that down. Didn't even know it because I was not doing a low light, no light. Now, to the most important part probably to me, my plate carrier. I use a Banshee. I'll show you guys it in a second. I love the plate carrier. What did I learn about it though? Well, I don't have a lot of extra cash, so I opted for AR 500 steel plates. These ones are Spartan Armor Systems from the Target Man. Great value with a great price. I really do think that, but they're heavy. They're like 9.5 or 10 pounds. I think when I weighed on the scale yesterday, it was like 9.15 pounds with the spalling protection and everything on them. When you add 2 of these, front and back, to your plate carrier, it is heavy. There are 2 of us running these, and by the end of day 1, after low light, no light, that was probably, we started at 9 a.m., we had done around 11 or so, it was actually 10 o'clock. I was sore. I mean, everywhere I was sore. I put these on the entire day, they barely ever came off, and my back hurt, my legs hurt, and I sound like a wimp saying all this stuff, guys, but we gave the plate carrier, or my plate carrier, we passed it around with these steel plates in it, and then we passed around Daniel Shaw's with Sappy plates. It is unbelievable how much lighter his were, and everyone that picked up my plate carrier, their eyes are like, one girl almost dropped them straight to the ground. Everyone's like, "You've been carrying this all day long?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's heavy." So my first thing I'm doing, upgrading my plates to something lightweight. I still want protection from 193, that fast-moving AR round, and I still want from M885, M855, whatever it is. So I still want protection from that. I got to balance that with my price range because I don't have the biggest price range here. Plate carrier. This is my Banshee. I had the Camelback water pack on there. This saved me throughout the day. I sweat a lot and I drink a lot. When it's water, not alcohol. But anyways, a lot of guys had to go back to the line to get water, then come back out, or they had to wait for breaks to get water. I was just guzzling water as much as I could. I was filling this thing up like crazy. At one point, I actually put Gatorade in here. because I was just like getting, after sweating everything, after the first day and the second day, I was dying out there. And that just tells you how much our guys overseas go through when they do this stuff. It's amazing. I mean, it is absolutely amazing everything they do for us. So you definitely thank a soldier if you see one. They do a lot that we can't even imagine. But the water system saved me over and over and over again. I had my Dark Angel dart kit on me. I don't leave home without it, the med kit. I use the Fast mag pouches. These things are fantastic, and I cannot say enough about them. I have switched through different magazine pouches before, some of the major ones to some of the ones that are kind of crappy. I've stuck with these because I think these are some of the best ones. If you guys haven't seen them, your magazine's just lock in like that. Nothing closes on these. They're just pretty Kydex. So you just rip that out, put a new one in. Super easy, they lock right in. They don't fall out. Shoulder pads are a must, especially with the Air 500. I also do the Fast Mags for my pistol magazines as well. They do fantastic. Again, I can't say enough about this plate carrier. I got this back when they were selling for like $85 or $90 when they were on sale at LA Police Gear. I wish I bought like 10 of these things. They're fantastic. Now they're like $130, I want to say, starting price. So again, quality gear makes a huge difference. I cheaped out on my plates. I don't usually cheap out on gear, but I could not afford the plates I wanted, so I cheaped out. I paid the price for that. I did end up taking the plates out like halfway through day 2 because I realized I was actually losing the ability to really listen to Daniel because I was just like, it sucks, it's sore. I was being a big baby. I took him out. And the other guy that was running them, he took his out. They're just heavy, guys. They are. So the other thing, which I just was beating myself up about that I did, one of the very last drills you do, the very last drill of the day, Daniel sets up 3 weapons, your weapon being one of them, and he does a brass over bolt, he does a double feed, and he does a tap rack. So you're supposed to close your eyes. You're supposed to do a little run, you run to Daniel, and you're supposed to close your eyes and go through the whole process. I was the first one to do it. I was super excited. What did I do? Kept my eyes open the whole time. Daniel even finally said, he goes, are your eyes open? And I'm like, yeah. It affected my ability to get that extra training from him because I didn't listen to the commands that I was given. So instead of doing what I had to, I had my eyes open the whole time. And therefore I knew what exactly I was looking at. And other guys who had their eyes shut, when you're talking to them, you realize how much more they got from that drill because they just did it by feel and they went through the motions and did everything they had to do. I'm still kicking myself about that one, guys. I'm still kicking myself. I wish I had, just done what I needed to do. That very last drill of the day, that's the one where I had the brass hitting my cheekbone and then going back into the gun. It sucked. The other thing that was interesting that everyone kind of saw where they stood was that very last drill. As you come to the very last target, you're supposed to yell, drop the gun, because there's a bad guy that has your wife, son, whoever. Now, on that target, you can only see a sliver of the bad guy. Everything is the hostage except for just a sliver of it, about that big. Caps out right here, so it's in a little triangle. Now remember, you've been shooting things at 36 yards to like 0 yards. So your height over bore, think about it with the Tavor especially, here's where my line of sight is where I'm aiming. Here's where my round is going to impact. That's a huge difference. And when you're talking a sliver, if I'm aiming for the big part of that sliver right here, I'm really hitting the tiny little bottom of it. So for me, I just barely hit the guy. I hit him like, if the sliver's here, I hit like right here at the bottom of it. I compensated some, but not enough. I didn't hit the real fatty part of it, but I hit just below it. So nonetheless, I still hit it. And then, sorry guys, my mistake. My buddy hit that sliver part. I actually hit the top, like right up here above the forehead. Sorry about that. I held too high. So it's that learning of, constantly reminding yourself, okay, I'm within certain yardage. I need to hold high. Going back, hold right, line of sight is line of impact. You're constantly fluctuating because Daniel had you do different things. One of the drills, the first drill or second drill of day 2, where you run from I think it was the 3-yard line to the 7 to the 10 to the 12 or 15. And as you run, that height over bore makes a huge difference. When you're up close, there's that much of a difference between where you're aiming and where you're going to impact. As you get back further, it gets closer. So you constantly have to tell yourself, aim high, aim dead on, aim high, aim dead on. How high? When you're aiming at small targets about that big around, it makes a big difference. If you hold a little bit too high, you're going to miss it. If you hold a little bit too low, you're going to miss it. So it's awesome. There's all these different things you learn and you go through, and every time I take that class, I take something new back from it. I think that's it for me, guys. I'm going to have a couple other guys on the channel to talk about, at least one of the guys that also was at the class, to talk about what he learned. Two of the guys, this was their first training class. So I'm really excited to get both of them on the channel and tell you guys what they learned and what they experienced. Now, outside of the class. So this is still part of the class, but it's not directly affecting my weapons. What did I bring? We had a couple people that came with nothing. They might have brought a bottle of water and that was it. I brought a cooler. I threw a cooler in the back of my truck. I had apples, bananas, I had oranges, I had Gatorade, I had water. I think that was it. It was all had ice in it. And I brought like 48 bottles of water. I brought like 24 bottles of Gatorade. A bag of apples, so probably like 8 or 9 apples, a thing of bananas, so 7 or 8 bananas, and then like 4 oranges. Day 1, I got to do about half that stuff. Day 2, I finished it all off, pretty much everything. Some of the guys there I gave water to. I gave Gatorade to. A couple ate apples, a couple ate bananas, a couple ate oranges, because they didn't have that stuff. And when you're constantly going, when it's like 90 degrees out with 85% humidity, you are sweating like crazy. And your body is saying, I need more stuff, I need more fuel. So you're constantly fluctuating that and trying to balance that. And that's why I bring that extra stuff. I don't bring it so I can say, $1 for a bottle of water. I'm like, dude, drink some water. Keep hydrated. You want to need a Gatorade? Get some electrolytes in you. Need an apple? Take an apple. Need a banana? Take a banana. Oranges? Take oranges. That's the reason I bring that stuff, so that everyone makes sure they get the most out of the class that they can, and that just means keeping hydrated and keeping fueled. Other than that, a hat, sunglasses, good ear protection, electronic. I do use at times the in-the-ear stuff because electronics ride high over my sunglasses, and there's a little bit of gap between my face and the earmuffs, and I kind of hear stuff, and it drives my ears nuts. So sometimes I put the in-the-ear ones, but I have the ones with the cap, so you can flip the cap open, and it still drowns out enough of the firearms that you can still hear someone, but it doesn't hurt your hearing. Besides that, I'm trying to think of some other things that I would advise you guys. Definitely bring sunscreen and bug spray if you need it. I'm not a real big guy with bug spray, but I wear sunscreen the entire time. I kept lathered in it. When you're outside for 2 days for like 24 hours or more, eventually you get burnt. And there were guys there. One guy was bald. He was burnt. So I just kept lathered up in the stuff. I knew better than to not do that. I wore tennis shoes. A lot of guys there had combat boots. Some of them had hiking boots. All different things. I wore tennis shoes. Love tennis shoes. I usually have a burner pair of tennis shoes that I wear outside around the house too. That I don't really care if they get all dinged up or ruined. By the end of day 1, everyone's talking about how bad their feet hurt. Oh, my feet this time on the sand. And the sand, as you guys know, it's like on a beach. Your back of your foot might be down here, and the front of your foot's up here. Race down here, in the middle of your foot's up like this. So your toes, man, your dogs are hurting. I wore tennis shoes. I felt fine. I was like, I could do this all day. My feet feel great. My back and my legs, not so much because of the plates. But anyway, it's knowing what your limitations are and what you need. Some guys brought knee pads. I wish I would have. I did not have knee pads, and my knees were hurting. Some of you guys know this. I had Lyme disease as a kid. Most of the cartilage in my left knee and my right knee both are almost gone. And at times, when the weather changes, you guys hear like bone on bone, like just cranking on each other. So I tried with knee pads. I did not bring mine. Stupid mistake. My knees were killing me by the end of the day too. Also, if you guys have frog togs, frog tog is this thing. You put water on this and you can put it on your neck. It holds water in. So you put water on it, and what I do is I wrap it up like this, put it on my neck, and I usually tuck this into my shirt. I do that. This thing stays super cool most of the day. I refill it like twice with water. Keeps the sweat off my neck and keeps me feeling cool. I can't say enough about these things. Like $10, and they're well worth it. Other than that, guys, I think that's about it. New videos that are going to be coming up. We're going to do some more reviews on the Cherry Balms gun grease. I use that the entire course. And that silica sand, like I told you guys, shut a lot of guns down. Name brand ARs, like big name brand ARs, were shut down. I lubed my guns up 3 weeks before class. I actually did a video that I showed you guys. 3 weeks before class. Didn't put a drop of grease on them after that, even to today. Except for my Glock 19, I had to clean that because it was bad. Tavor still has not been cleaned. Still looks beautiful, still cycles beautifully. So I cannot say enough about that Cherry Balms gun grease. It captures the crap trying to get in there and just holds it out. So we're going to do more reviews on that. We have a new gun coming up. Molon Labe Industries, or Molon Labe Company, they make AR-15s. We got one of those that we're going to do some testing on. We're going to do another test on the Holosun optic with some more water for you guys. And then also we have some miscellaneous things coming up, some holsters and other things. I'm not going to spoil those ones just yet. So remember to subscribe to the channel. At 1,000 subscribers, we're going to do a huge giveaway. Ammo, magazines, muzzle brake, even some 22 ammo, and other things. Remember to subscribe to sign up and like the Facebook page, Shield and Sword Academy. Go to Instagram, it's Adam_SASA. We did some giveaways on there a little bit ago too. Try to give you guys back whatever I get. If I get some patches in here and there, I try to give some out too. Anything to get back to you guys because you guys will make this possible. Other than that, nothing really. Just help us get to that 1,000. The more you guys share the videos, the faster we're going to get there, and the faster 10 of you guys are going to win some awesome stuff. So, remember to subscribe, like the Facebook page, like the Instagram page, follow us, and please let me know what else you guys want to hear about. I really, really, really do appreciate when you guys tell me what you like about the videos, what you don't like about the videos, what you think was good, what you think was bad, what you'd like to see. It all makes a huge difference for me. Please remember to comment on the videos if you want to see something. I try to reply to every single comment as fast as I can, and I usually do that very quickly. Other than that, guys, look forward to talking to some of you guys online, and hopefully you guys enjoy the video. Hopefully you guys let me know what I can do better. See you guys later.